After Valde was benched a while back, it was speculated where he would go. Some were thinking NIP. Obviously, North was a big consideration. And I think I even heard some of, Godsent. No, I wouldn't see a Danish player going over and playing with some Swedish players. I think they keep to themselves, not like a racial thing, but I just think it's a rare, and I think Madi playing with Heroic is slightly rare. So taking that into consideration, I think it's very obvious that he will play for North, even though they said, oh, we're not changing players. I guess they're just waiting out till the major for some reason. Though I would make the change. I mean, I guess because you want to keep the strats and everything you have, and especially if you can keep that and get out of groups and keep the legend spot, then it's going to work for you. But I think making the change of dropping AZ and bringing in Valde would completely and totally fix North. And they have had, and why do you ask? You're like, wait, what? North was decent. No, they're not. The recent showings of North has been pretty poor. They've made it out to the playoffs, but they've lost to Immortals. They shouldn't be losing. You go Immortals. They're not. I don't think they should be on the level that North can be at with the firepower they have. They've lost to Hellraisers. How in the world did that happen? The firepower, the in-game leading is all in the favor of North. How did that happen? They lost to Chiefs. Chiefs, who's Chiefs, right? Some Australian team. No offense, but no one knows who they are. And on Nuke, no less. So there's 3 big upsets this year, and there's more of them, I believe. And I believe, don't quote me on that, but it's shown that they aren't performing to which they have, especially when the names like Config, Magist, Cajun B, and AZ, MSL are all in this team, and you hear those names and you go, okay, this is a pretty fire lineup, and it's not performing to what you think it could, right? It's not putting out what it potentially should and could do. So back when they brought in AZ for Rubino, some people thought, hey, maybe it'll work better. The comms will all be in Danish, their first language, and I think that could have helped. But the roles got really messed up because AZ and Config practically play the same role. And somehow MSL has made it work on T-side. Their T-sides are actually really good, and that's what... Sorry. That's what has helped them stay afloat. But their CT sides are really messed up. And if you would compare North to Astralis right now, Cajun B and Device are your operas. Now I think Cajun B is a slightly different style, but that's not the main thing. Kerrigan, not that's FaZe. MSL and Glaive are your in-game leaders, and both work as the entry. AZ and KRB work as the entry duo. Magisk and Zipex are probably the third guy in, and holds back, sprays everybody down, tries to make smart decisions, clutches it out. And then Config is trying to work like Dupree and be the lurk. And I don't think that Config is not a cerebral player. He has unreal mechanical skill, off the charts, and I think he should be more of an entry style, which he was, and that's when he won Epicenter, Atlanta Major 2017. The E-League Major is what he was also as the entry fragger. And what they lost when they lost Rubino was that lurk, and so then Config went over into that role. But Valde plays that role. He plays that lurk role. So what would happen is if you dropped AZ, because I think Config would be a better pickup than AZ, you would put Valde into that spot, right? And you'd put him into the lurk role. And I think that would fix your CT sides, because he could anchor the sites you need anchored. He could play smart and play more of a cerebral style than either a Config or a Valde. And then Config would get all his same CT roles, because I know on CT side, Config and AZ are kind of having a mishmash of their roles. So like they're playing some of the roles that they like and some of them not on some of the different maps. And it just kind of messes things up on the CT side, obviously, from the statistics. So I think, and one thing Valde said in his interview with Thorn was one of the reasons he got picked up was because Snappy noticed his utility usage, and I think that would be a good thing of a lurk / supportive stylish player. And I think he could also handle the tier 1 competition. I think he's shown from on Heroic that he can do it and he will do it. And adding Valde to North and taking out AZ would probably be a very interesting move and fix it. Even though some people, I know Moses and Thorn have said maybe Valde wouldn't fix it, but I still think Valde would make the roles fit into place correctly, and Valde could fix North.